The desert night is alive. The wind whispers through the canyons, carrying with it the scent of sagebrush and secrets. Out here, under the vast star-studded sky, the line between myth and reality blurs. This is Navajo land, a place where stories are woven into the very fabric of the landscape. It's a place where the shadows hold more than just darkness. They hold legends. Among the most unsettling of these legends is the tale of the Skinwalker. Whispered about in hushed tones around campfires, the Skinwalker is not a creature to be trifled with. It is a being of immense power, shrouded in mystery and fear. To speak its name aloud is to invite its attention, an attention no one wishes to have. The Navajo people, known for their deep spiritual connection to the land, treat the subject of skinwalkers with the utmost seriousness. It's not a topic for casual conversation, nor is it a subject for outsiders to exploit. The Skinwalker represents a dark side of Navajo spirituality, a perversion of their sacred traditions. To understand the Skinwalker, one must first understand the depth and complexity of Navajo culture. Their beliefs are deeply rooted in the balance between good and evil, the seen and the unseen. The Skinwalker, in its malevolence, disrupts this balance, becoming a terrifying embodiment of the darkness that lurks at the edges of our world. The Skinwalker is not a single entity but rather a type of witch, known as Yi Naldlushi in the Navajo language. This translates to "with it, he goes on all fours." These witches are said to be humans who have chosen a path of evil, using dark magic to gain the ability to shapeshift. Their preferred form is that of an animal, often a coyote, wolf, owl, or crow. These animals are significant in Navajo culture, each holding a place within their spiritual beliefs. The Skinwalker, by taking on these forms, perverts their sacred meaning, twisting them into something sinister. The transformation is said to be gruesome, a painful contortion of flesh and bone. Those who have claimed to witness a Skinwalker's shift describe a horrifying spectacle, one that leaves a lasting scar on the mind. The creatures are often described as grotesque, their animal features twisted and exaggerated, their eyes burning with an unnatural light. But the true terror of the Skinwalker lies not just in its appearance, but in its power. They are said to possess superhuman strength and speed, capable of outrunning a horse or crushing bone with a single blow. They can mimic voices, luring unsuspecting victims to their doom, and they possess a deep understanding of Navajo magic, using it to curse, manipulate, and control. The transformation into a Skinwalker is not something that happens overnight. It is a long and arduous process, one that requires the witch to commit unspeakable acts. They must break the most sacred taboos of Navajo culture, including the ultimate transgression, taking a human life. This act of murder is not simply about taking a life, it is about stealing the victim's power, absorbing their essence into their own being. With each life taken, the Skinwalker becomes more powerful, more corrupted, further removed from their humanity. They are driven by a lust for power, a desire to control and dominate. Some believe they are motivated by revenge, seeking to right perceived wrongs. Others whisper of ancient pacts with evil spirits, bargains struck for power at the cost of their souls. Whatever their reasons, the Skinwalkers spread fear and chaos wherever they go. They are blamed for everything from livestock mutilations to missing persons cases. Their presence casts a long shadow over the Navajo nation, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the firelight. The Skinwalker's power is not limited to its physical abilities. They are also said to possess powerful magic, capable of inflicting illness, causing misfortune, and even controlling the elements. They can curse their victims with a single touch, bringing about anything from bad luck to a slow and agonizing death. Their ability to mimic voices adds another layer of terror to their repertoire. They can lure unsuspecting victims to their deaths, calling out in the voice of a loved one or mimicking the cry of a child. This manipulation of trust is perhaps their most insidious weapon, preying on the very bonds that hold communities together. The Navajo people have developed various ways to protect themselves from the Skinwalker's magic. Amulets, ceremonies, and prayers are all employed to ward off evil and keep these creatures at bay. Certain herbs and plants are believed to possess protective qualities, and homes are often blessed by medicine men to keep evil spirits out. But even with these protections in place, the fear of the Skinwalker remains. Their power is not to be underestimated, and the consequences of encountering one can be dire. The Navajo people know that the best way to survive a Skinwalker is to avoid it altogether, to never speak its name aloud, and to never venture out alone at night. The Skinwalker legend is deeply intertwined with the Navajo concept of Hocho, which translates to respect, balance, or harmony. To live in Hocho is to live in balance with nature, with the community, and with the spiritual world. It is a way of life that emphasizes respect for all things, both seen and unseen. The Skinwalker, in its transgression of sacred laws and its embrace of darkness, represents the antithesis of Hocho. It is a disruption of the natural order, a perversion of the sacred. Its very existence is an affront to Navajo beliefs, a reminder of the fragility of balance and the ever-present potential for evil. The fear surrounding the Skinwalker is not simply about being physically harmed. It is a deeper, more profound fear that strikes at the core of Navajo identity. It is the fear of the unknown, the fear of the darkness that resides within us all, and the fear of what happens when we stray too far from the path of Hocho. This fear is so ingrained in Navajo culture that even speaking about the Skinwalker is taboo. It is believed that to do so is to invite its attention, to draw it closer to you and your loved ones. This silence, this reluctance to discuss the subject only adds to the mystery and terror surrounding the legend. The stories of Skinwalker encounters are as varied as the vast Navajo nation itself. Some speak of shadowy figures darting through the trees, their eyes glowing with an unnatural light. Others describe hearing disembodied voices calling out in the night, mimicking the voices of loved ones or the cries of animals. There are tales of livestock being found mutilated, their carcasses drained of blood and arranged in bizarre patterns. And there are whispers of people disappearing without a trace, their fates forever unknown. While many of these stories can be attributed to natural phenomena or other explanations, some defy rational explanation, fueling the belief in the Skinwalker's existence. The fear of the Skinwalker has a tangible impact on Navajo life. People are afraid to travel alone at night, and children are warned never to speak of the creatures for fear of attracting their attention. The legend serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder to stay true to Navajo traditions, and to avoid any behavior that could be seen as courting darkness. The Skinwalker, in its terrifying embodiment of Navajo fears and taboos, holds a powerful sway over the imagination. It is a reminder that even in the modern world, there are some things that are best left undisturbed, some mysteries that are better left unsolved. The legend of the Skinwalker, once confined to the mesas and canyons of the Navajo Nation, has begun to seep into popular culture. Books, movies, and television shows have all attempted to capture the terror of this ancient evil, often with mixed results. Some depictions have been respectful, approaching the subject matter with sensitivity and a desire to educate audiences about Navajo culture. Others have been less successful, exploiting the legend for cheap thrills and sensationalism, often at the expense of accuracy and cultural sensitivity. The challenge in portraying the Skinwalker lies in finding a balance between entertainment and respect. It is important to remember that this is not just a scary story, but a deeply held belief system that is central to Navajo identity. To trivialize or misrepresent the legend is to disrespect the culture and traditions from which it sprang. While the Skinwalker may be a source of fascination for outsiders, it is important to approach the subject with caution and respect. The Navajo people have endured centuries of cultural appropriation and exploitation, and it is vital that we do not perpetuate this harmful legacy by treating their beliefs as mere entertainment. The stories we tell, whether they be ancient legends or modern interpretations, have the power to shape our understanding of the world around us. They can educate, entertain, and inspire, but they can also perpetuate harmful stereotypes and disrespect cultural boundaries. When engaging with stories from cultures other than our own, it is our responsibility to do so with respect and sensitivity. We must be mindful of the power dynamics at play, recognizing that our own cultural biases can color our understanding of these narratives. The legend of the Skinwalker, with its themes of cultural taboo and the consequences of straying from tradition, offers a valuable opportunity for cultural exchange. By approaching this legend with respect and a willingness to learn, we can gain a deeper understanding of Navajo beliefs and the importance of preserving cultural heritage. It is crucial to remember that the Skinwalker is not just a monster in a story. It is a symbol of a complex and nuanced belief system. By treating it as such, we can honor the traditions of the Navajo people and ensure that their stories are told with the respect and sensitivity they deserve. The desert night is still. The wind whispers through the canyons, carrying with it the scent of sagebrush and the weight of centuries. The stars above twinkle down on a land steeped in tradition, where the line between myth and reality dances in the flickering firelight. The legend of the Skinwalker, passed down through generations, continues to hold sway over the imagination. It is a tale that speaks to our deepest fears, our fascination with the unknown, and the consequences of transgressing cultural boundaries. Whether the Skinwalker is real or merely a figment of our collective imagination is almost beside the point. What matters is the power it holds, the fear it evokes, and the lessons it teaches us about respect, tradition, and the enduring strength of cultural beliefs. As we navigate a world increasingly interconnected yet often culturally divided, the legend of the Skinwalker serves as a potent reminder of the importance of understanding and respecting beliefs different from our own. It teaches us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not the ones we create in our minds, but the ones we create through our own actions, our disrespect for others, and our willingness to exploit what we do not understand. In the end, the legend of the Skinwalker remains just that, a legend. But like all good legends, it holds a kernel of truth, a reflection of our own fears and anxieties, and a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved, their secrets whispered on the wind for generations to come.